What is going on, baseball fans? Greetings and welcome back to the fourth episode of the Stressing Mets podcast. This Mets team is an incredible roller coaster, to say for the least. It seems like every single time we have an episode or every other episode, the Mets' attitude shifts immensely. Only 2 weeks prior, the Mets had arguably touched rock bottom times 10 times 1,000 more. However, the team called a team meeting following a horrible series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Something was said clearly that motivated the club and fired everyone up, and the Mets are currently 11-4 following a team meeting called by Francisco Lindor. With the start of summer officially arriving, the Mets are holding up their own end of the bargain by being somewhat good again. For weeks, there was real tangible fear that the season would be over by the end of July, or arguably when the season started. While could still happen, we at least have some hope to cling on to. As winners of 5 straight and 9 of the last 11, the Mets have breathed new life into the season. After impressively sweeping the previous red-hot San Diego Padres, this team has guaranteed the next few weeks will be interesting at least. It is up to them if the hope and excitement can stretch past the trade deadline on July 31st. First and foremost, let's get into this offense. This offense is looking a lot better. It's noticed that everyone in the order 1 through 9 is contributing some way, somehow. They're getting the job done. This Mets lineup is hitting well in a lot of new situations, hitting with 2 outs, hitting with runners in scoring position. We are seeing plenty of fundamental hitting, which really was lacked earlier this season. We'd see them strand bases loaded, no outs, not get the runner in from third. On the contrary to that, they're doing that now. I would argue the best and most impactful hitter on this team is JD Martinez. As of today, he has a triple slash line of 293, 363, and 881, along with 8 homers and 27 ribbies. However, the last 7 games, he is slashing 401, 531, and 880. This is the JD Martinez that we were expecting when we signed him this past March. He started off slow, sure, but now he is found to be what he usually is. His ability to pull the ball the other way has been insane, and he has been a massive difference maker for this New York Mets team and its power production. The fact that, moving on to the next topic, that Francisco Alvarez has returned from the injury list after a hand injury is also excellent news. Although, Alvarez has started relatively poor since the comeback, his defense and play calling has still remained outstanding. The backup catcher, Luis Torrens, has excelled on both sides of the ball, not only as a backup, but he's been getting the job done. Right now, the catching position is advantageous, and it's going great, to say for the least. Moving on to the other side and the other aspect of the game, pitching. Pitching is a topic worth discussing today. The bullpen has been pleasantly very surprising. The majority of the arms in the bullpen, including Nunez, Sean Reed-Foley, Garrett, Smith, Hauser, who was recently added to the bullpen, and many others, have really been performing better than anticipated even before the start of the season. The majority of this bullpen arms, they switch roles around from setup man to closer to many other roles, but I believe it's safe to assume that everyone will remain in the current role for the duration of the season. Too early to say if Edwin Diaz will revert back to his narco or his remaining electrifying 2022 self. He has only made 2 appearances since beginning his restart. Obviously, he was on the injury list for a little bit of time, and he made a couple of rehab appearances, but the 2 starts he made were credible, to say for the least, and the Mets are going to need Edwin Diaz to at least be half or 60 or 70% of what he was in 2022 if this New York Mets bullpen wants to remain good. The Mets rely heavily on Edwin Diaz. We saw it last year. We're seeing it this year. And we've seen it in 2022, and they played really well. The Mets bullpen is heavily going to be huge. Pitchers are going a little bit deeper into games. That is something I've noticed. They are going 5-6 innings, a couple 7-inning appearances. But the bullpen, if you do want to remain them elite and not taxed, Edwin Diaz is going to be that guy. Yes, the Mets could do a closer by committee, but nowadays in baseball, it's just easier, especially for a rookie manager like Carlos Mendoza, to have his guy that he goes to in at least 9 out of 10 save situations, and that guy is hopefully going to be Edwin Diaz. So like we said, The bullpen has been pleasantly surprising. This is what David Stearns was known for. He was known for turning no-name guys and, turning them into an elite bullpen. We saw that in Milwaukee, and hopefully we're seeing that now with the Mets, and we are seeing that now with the Mets. So the bullpen has been good. The starting rotation, like I said, has been, pretty adequate. It's not great, but it's not bad. They're right in the middle of the pack statistically. Guys like Tyler McGill are looking good. David Peterson is, not too shabby. Luis Severino excelled expectations, and I think a lot of people saw that. He was a low-risk, high-reward guy, and that's what we're getting out of Luis Severino. He really found his old self and what he is good to be. Sean Manaea's so-so, more good than bad, so we could say that for the least. Hopefully the Mets will be calling back up Christian Scott shortly. He had a very good time with the Mets at the Major League level and has looked good in AAA, so we'll see. Jose Buto's another name. So we're going to have to wait and see. But this Mets pitching staff has been looking much better. And if the Mets have any possibility of being contenders, we could say it all we want. They're a game and a half back from the wild card. The National League is really crappy. It's early in the season, 190 whatever more games to play. The only chance of this team remaining successful is going to simply enough be if their starting pitching can keep them in games. If their starters are going to go 6-7 innings, only giving up a run or two, quality starts, they're in the game. But if we're going to see their starters having high pitch counts and, going 3 2/3, well, the odds are not going to be in the Mets' favor by then. So hopefully the Mets can keep it up on both sides of the ball. It's been good last 2 weeks. Now let's focus on the next 2 weeks. Take it game by game. That's my attitude. Win game 1 of a series, win series. Sweeps are nice, just win a series. Take 2 or 3. At least split, 2 of 4. The Mets need to win series. That is the main goal ahead. Alrighty, baseball fans, and that is the end of this video. Please feel free to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What do you think of the New York Mets going ahead? What do you think are some dire issues for them? I'd be very interested to hear. As always, give this video a like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and as always, baseball fans, LFGM, let's go baseball.